All right, Shalom. This is Har One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Ka Alayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakar Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. It's going to be a quick lesson dealing with America and Israel's recent attacks on the Iranian nuclear facilities that was dubbed and titled Operation Midnight Hammer. Operation Midnight Hammer. All right. So we're in a time where the prophecies are speaking, the almond tree is budding, meaning the prophecies are manifesting, and the Most High is bringing His word to pass. So it says Operation Midnight Hammer. All right. So this is an old saying. This comes from an old saying from Mark Twain. And as you can see in the picture, the U.S. is the hammer, and Iran, just like these other nations like Iraq, Libya, right? They represent the nails. What's a hammer to a nail? Well, the question would be, what's a nail to a hammer? Basically nothing. If you're the fix, you're going to be looking for problems. The hammer is bigger than the nail. The nail has to be put and set in its place. Basically, if you're the hammer, you're going to be fixing small problems, looking at everything like a small problem that needs to be fixed or put in its place. See that? The hammer hits the nail, but the nail doesn't hit the hammer. It's a mindset. All right, so I want to read this real quick. Hold on. All right, this is it's called Operation Midnight Hammer, and this was conducted June 21st, 2025, this month. This was a recent military operation conducted by the United States against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities on June 21st, 2025. The operation involved a strike package of 7 B-2 bombers and over 24 Tomahawk cruise missiles. Right? Nothing has been on this level of impact since Hiroshima and Nagasaki, since they've used strength to bring alleged peace. So that was a show of strength. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, that ended put a pause on World War II. And they're trying to do the same thing again with showing, trying to bring alleged peace through strength by attacking Iran's military nuclear facilities, which allegedly were not even fully destroyed. All right, they basically didn't stop anything with Iran. So if anything, it made Iran stronger. Let the weak say, I'm strong now. All right. So if you're the hammer, you're going to look at everything else as a small problem that needs to be fixed or something that's weaker. So it was the first time the U.S. used its largest bunker busting bomb, the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, MOP, in an operational conflict. The targets included Iran's key nuclear sites at Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. All right. So, the operation involved the longest B-2 Spirit bomber mission since 2001. So, and they were able to creep past undetected into Iranian territory as well, and then get out of there undetected as well. Now that's scary for Iran and other nations, because they're like, whoa, America has that capability to get in and get out of there. So what did they do? They called in the hammer. They had a problem that needed to be fixed, and they called the hammer in. The U.S. All right, this is how the operation went when they left from America. I was actually watching this live while they was moving their military equipment around and sending ships. I was showing my wife, like, look, they got bombers going in that direction. And then the next night, or over that night, they attacked. All right, it was called Operation Midnight Hammer, and this was a quote from Mark Twain, Edomite: "To someone with a hammer, everything looks like a nail." And who holds the hammer? Europe. Europe is controlling. That's the staff of the wicked. You know, that's what they lean upon. That's what they use to manipulate the world. The hammer. I send the hammer at you. Look at that. Just some symbolic pictures. If all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. All they have is the sword. They don't know how to do things through diplomacy, man. They abate you with diplomacy and peace, but ultimately, in their heart, scriptures say that his words are smoother than butter, but in his heart is drawn swords. All right, drawn swords, ready to go to war with you. That's Uncle Sam. That's America. So if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, like it needs to be hit. You know? All right, so if the only thing you have is a hammer, it is tempted to treat everything as if it were a nail. See, it's tempting to treat everything as if it were a nail, but they're going to find out that Iran is not a nail at all. It's a hammer too, just like Russia, just like China. All right, because Iran get hit and is going to hit back. So it's not going to be easy to put Iran in its place, as they say. All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says, "A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction." So that's coming to this place. All right, they're preparing for war. And the great destruction is going to come from nuclear ICBM missile technology developed by, created by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua himself through the instrument of man, of humanity. Verse 23, "How is the hammer of the whole earth?" See, they send America out to any nation to hammer them and put them in place under Western dominance. So how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? All right, so right now you don't hear and see destruction in this place, but it's coming. The page is going to turn, for the worse for this place. So this place is going to be broken. And how? This is how. It says, "How is Babylon," that lets you know who the hammer is, Babylon, "become a desolation among the nations?" I have to see even amongst Iran, amongst Libya, amongst Africa, America is going to be desolate and destroyed. Lower than these proxy nations. All right. So this is how I have laid a snare for thee. See, it's the Most High that laid a trap for this place. "And thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware." That's since World War II. Now they're trying it again. The devil don't have no new tricks up his sleeve. Same old tricks. Peace through strength. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. That was a trap that the Lord set by America establishing the ICBM intercontinental ballistic projectile with nuclear influence or nuclear material inside of it. through what was his name, man? Einstein, and then the guy that's Oppenheimer, all right, who added in the plutonium and the nuclear element to it, which ultimately ushered in the nuclear age and the nuclear arms race, which set these other nations in motion to establish their own nukes, like Russia, Turkey, North Korea, China. That's when they came up with the Nuclear Proliferation Treaty, to where they all agreed that no other nation can have nukes, not even Iran. So now that Iran's trying to get nukes, you got America trying to put them in their place. If that makes sense. Just like a hammer does to a nail. So it says, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh, man. So the Lord has a judgment coming for the hammer. So how is the hammer of the whole earth broken? This place is about to be broken. And when we see it, the elect will know how, because the Lord showed us his mysteries, his plans of what he's about to do. All right. So yes, America is playing the part, the actor, and becoming the actor of portraying the character of the hammer in this story right now. All right. And Iran is the nail. So how can the hammer be broken by hitting a nail? Well, we're about to find out.